Hello my fellow toy enthusiasts, toy hunters, and collectors. You are watching the Geek Collector's Toy Mine, and I am your host, Anthony O'Brien. And as you can see in front of me, we're going to be looking at the complete set of the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie wave. Looking at these figures up close, you can see that this wave comes with Tails, Sonic, Shadow, and of course, Dr. Robotnik. As you can see, I already opened him. As most of you have seen from my past short, I had Dr. Robotnik here do his little famous dance from the very first movie. If you haven't checked it out, please do and give it a thumbs up. Alright, to begin, we're going to start off with my boy Sonic over here. But before we open him up, let's take a look in the back real quick, shall we? Alright, as you can see here, Sonic here has 22 points of articulation. Just like my boy Shadow here, he has 22 as well. But unlike Tails and Robotnik, they both only have 20, which is still pretty good. Later on, we'll get to see just how many ways we can pose these awesome figures. One more thing before we get the unboxing going, I just wanted to mention that the only thing I'm disappointed about this wave is that they did not include Knuckles. Come on, what happened, Jack Specific? Couldn't include Knuckles in there, huh? Wasn't in your budget? Yeah, I believe that Knuckles here would have been just as rare to find as Shadow. But hopefully they will come out with that figure. Hopefully that he will be released at some point during the release of Sonic 3. Or maybe after, who knows. Enough beating around the bush. Let's open you up, Sonic. This is what the people came for. Alright, one down, two more to go. I was actually pretty scared opening that because he feels so fragile. I don't want to break any limbs over here. These toys were not easy to find. By the way, I would like to give a shout out to my sister for locating or helping me locate Sonic and Tails. You know, I was able to find Robotnik on the first try, but Shadow was no picnic. Yeah, it's almost a shame to open these figures, but the show must go on. Tails, you are up next. So, we finally have Tails out of his box. He was a little bit more challenging to open because he had the plastic wraps around his ankles and wrists, and they were really on there tight, but at least I managed, and I wasn't able to break any limbs. But now let's take a closer look here, shall we? We have great detail on this action figure with the fur. His double tail looks great. I love the shoes. And then one thing I really do like about this toy line is the eyes. They kind of did the same thing with Mario, but I'm glad that it's not painted on there. I like the layers, the glass layer, and then they add the painting of the pupils inside. He is really great to pose with, especially if you have a NECA dynamic action figure stand. If you don't have one, I recommend you get one right away. It is pretty sturdy and it holds up Tails pretty well. Here we are, we finally have Sonic and Tails free from their plastic prison, and may I say they both look awesome side by side together. If you're a big Sonic fan, I highly recommend you snatch one of these up, if not all of them. These are really hard figures to find in stores nowadays. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, our main attraction. We will now be opening the one and only Shadow the Hedgehog. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you now Shadow the Hedgehog. Very menacing looking, very evil, very threatening. This was a toy that was very worth the wait opening. I know I would like to apologize again for waiting this long. It's been 7 days since I bought this figure and I'm just now opening it. But worth the wait. He's very posable with 22 points of articulation. He stands up pretty well. Details are flawless. The only thing that I have a problem with this figure is that the pupil and the iris painted inside the glass are not, they're like painted halfway. That's the only complaint I have about this figure. It's not like Tails or Sonic. But if you pose them like this, then should have no problem. Look at the back over here. Same spikes as Sonic, different paint job. You got his little tail. You have his rocket shoes at the bottom. Painted in red, black, and white. Gold rings in his ankles. It's all there. Everything you're looking for in a Shadow is all there. You see the rings on the wrists. Very, very well job, Jakks Pacific. Now let's take a look at them all together. Right here we have Ivo Robotnik, played by Jim Carrey himself. We have Tails, Shadow the Hedgehog, and of course, Sonic the Hedgehog. I must say I have no complaints whatsoever with these action figures. Well, I can't say I don't have a lot of complaints because Dr. Robotnik here is not up to scale with these figures. There is a big difference in size. I mean, if most of you noticed, he should be a few inches taller, in my opinion, but he's still a great figure to have. I'm so lucky I found him, and the rest of these figures. If you're still out there looking for him, please go check out your local Walmart or Target. If you're lucky enough, you may be able to find at least one of these incredible Jakks Pacific figures. And that will conclude today's segment of the Geek Collector's Toy Mind. I hope you found this video very informative, and I hope it gets all of you to go out there and try to look for these figures. I'm telling you, it's out there. Do not lose hope, because I know the second wave is coming soon. That's gonna be fun. And if you liked today's content, please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you have any little bit of time left, please go check out our shorts feed. I promise you they are very entertaining. This is Anthony O'Brien from the Geek Collector's Toy Mind, logging out. Peace.